Hey, Tracie's Place fam, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. As most of y'all know, we just got back from a cruise. Oh, y'all, we had the best time. And it took me 56 years to get on a cruise ship. And I finally did. And I will be going back again. This is about the only way to travel. I loved it. We loved it. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into the things that you need to know right after you book your cruise. There's a lot of things that I missed, or either some videos that I watched didn't say. I have my 2 cents because am I a pro cruiser? After one time, I feel like I got something to add to the conversation. So buckle up. Here's what you need to know to do after you book your cruise. After booking your Royal Caribbean cruise reservation, download the Royal Caribbean app. Make sure that when you get on there, of course, you fill out all your information, your confirmation number, whatever it asks you to, and it pulls up all your information. And go ahead and get started getting familiar with the app. Watch other videos on how to navigate the app. Of course, our cruise is over, so I can't show you my information. It's gone, but I'll try to show you something over here. But just play around with the app. My daughter always tells me, Mommy, just play around with stuff, click on stuff and see how it works. And I'm always scared, but that is actually what you need to do. There's a little ship at the top of your app, the home page of your app. Go ahead and click on that ship. That way it takes you through the decks that are on your ship. We were on the Freedom of the Seas, and each deck, I think it was about 15 decks, but you can click on all the decks and see what restaurants, what theaters, what anything, salons, pools, see where they are on the ship so that when you're on the ship, it won't seem so foreign to you. And even though it's fun navigating the ship, you'll waste a lot of time when you don't know where you're going, when you're trying to get to a certain activity or, just trying to get somewhere. It saves time if you already kind of know your way around the ship. Also, now on our ship, I don't know about every Royal Caribbean ship, but on the Freedom of the Seas, you cannot go through every floor straight through because especially in the middle decks, there's a restaurant and something else where you cannot go through the ship to the front to the back on that deck. You will have to either go down, below, or up. And get used to cruise lingo: decks instead of floors, cabin instead of room, aft for the back of the ship, forward for the forward front of the ship. So there's going to be some little lingo going on you'll have to get used to while you're on the ship. Also, we did not opt for the Wi-Fi package when we got on the ship, and I'm still glad that we did not. We went round and round and wondered should we, before we got on, but it's best, in our opinion, that you do not do that. The Wi-Fi seems to take you away off of vacation. Anywhere you go, you can still look at that phone and scroll and kind of be distant from the people that you're with. So if you don't have the Wi-Fi and you don't have Instagram and you don't have all that stuff, the distractions and texting this person and all of that stuff, you can pay more attention and be focused and rest and enjoy the people, the sights, the sounds, the scenery of the trip. Also, there is a little bubble at the top of your app, and that is for messaging. We did not find that out, I think, until the beginning of our third day, if I'm not mistaken. I know. Y'all, I was starting a business when we booked the cruise. In November is when we booked. So that time on, y'all, I was doing several things. My mind was all over the place. And I did not plan for the cruise like I should have. I know. But I wanted to tell y'all everything that I found out after planning the cruise. So, like I said, there's a bubble at the top, and that allows you to communicate with anybody that you came on the cruise with. You can invite people that's on the same Wi-Fi, because the ship does have Wi-Fi. It just is not broad, Wi-Fi elsewhere, just on the ship. So people that are on the ship, you can communicate with them, and you can communicate personally, one-on-one, or in a group. But that makes it easy to say, well, we're going to be here at 2:00, meet us there, and all of that stuff. So you can communicate with the people that you came with that are in a different room or cabin. There's also an account button and a ship button. There is activities in my calendars area, all there at the top. Navigate through those. Your account button tells you everything that's going on with your account. If you owe anything, your ports, just everything about the account, that's where it is. If you need to put activities on, there's an activities section. You go through there, it tells you every activity that they have going on the ship. Now, depending on how far out you have booked your cruise, some activities are not listed. A lot of the activities come on 45 days or closer to your embarkation date. So be patient with that, but you will see your activities there. Your calendar are the things you actually have picked from the activity list, and also your excursions. That will be listed on my calendar as well. So you have everything that you need to keep up with your cruise information all in one place on the app. So 45 days out from your cruise, that's when they usually open up for boarding and printing out all your passes and all that good stuff. So at 45 days, be looking out for the email from Royal Caribbean, and that's when everything happens. Most of the information is going to now be coming through that app quickly. So go ahead and print off your boarding passes, also your luggage tags, and all the information that you need for your cruise that you need to bring along with you. Some people don't print off everything, and of course everything is there in the app and you can open it up and they can scan it and stuff. I like to have my things printed out. I am old school. I like to have it printed out because you never know when things are going to glitch up or something's going to happen to the Wi-Fi where you are, whether you're getting on the ship or whatever. I like to have everything right there so I can just open it up. They can scan it, see it. I like to have the feel in my hands of paper. So I like to print everything off, and then that way everything is right there. You can go ahead and print off your luggage tags also, but I'm going to talk more about that later. What you want to do next is secure your boarding time. Our boarding time was at 1:30 because I did not look at the email early enough and do all the things I needed to do early enough, and we got 1:30. I believe the earliest you can get on the ship is 11, if I'm not mistaken. And that way, if you get on early before everybody else does, you have time to look around the ship and just, be more comfortable, pick out where you want to be when you say bye-bye to the shore. Our friends took a chance and they went on about 12 noon. I had heard different opinions about doing that. Some people said you can get right up there to the boarding gates, and if you're not there at the correct time, they can turn you away. And then some people said if you come early, you can get on the ship early. And they went early and they got on the ship early. We went on at 1:30 and it was fine, but I sure would have liked to have been there early. Next, choose your dining. There is my time dining, and then there is anytime dining. This was so confusing to me before I got on the ship. The things that I've seen beforehand when I was watching other videos, people explained it differently. So I'm going to try to explain it at the base level for you, so hopefully you'll get it. So reservations for my time dining or anytime dining is for the main dining hall, which is the fancy dining hall. It's not for anything you want to eat on the ship. And that's what I thought it was. My time dining is you have a reservation for the same time every night. You have the same waiter and server, and you have the same table. Okay. And anytime dining is you show up at the main dining room and you don't have a reservation. So if everything is full, you have to wait because you've gone on your own schedule. So this can conflict if you have shows to get to that you've scheduled or whatever, and you can miss your reservation if you want to. But then make sure that you do sign in. That way maybe they can call you and let you know when your table is ready. But yeah, anytime dining, you take the risk of not getting in at a certain time and throwing your whole evening off. Now, you can just go to the buffet, which was the Windjammer on the Freedom of the Seas. You can go to the Windjammer, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But the Windjammer, oh my goodness. Anywho, we have the Windjammer. We have Sorrento's Pizza. We have the taco bar, which was up on the 11th deck near the pool. And you can get tacos, burritos, nacho salads, quesadillas, all that with all the fixings at any time until about 9 o'clock at night when it gets dark and, the pool closes. So back to the Windjammer. That is the buffet. The buffet is open from 6:30 a.m. till about 10:30 for breakfast, and then 11:30 a.m. till about 3 for lunch, and then at 5:30 to 9 for dinner. So you can go at any of those times and eat, and y'all, it's just ridiculously plentiful what you can have. Anything you can think of is there. It's not like the regular buffet that you would see anywhere. This buffet takes up like the half of the floor of that deck. It is massive with different stations and so many different kinds of cuisines and regular food, fancy food, just anything you could want is on that buffet. You don't need to go anywhere else if you don't want to. I mean, prime rib, shrimp. I mean, just everything and things from other ethnicities, just everything, everything. Every breakfast, lunch, and dinner, there was a plethora of food. And y'all, when I say you just have to basically repent from gluttony after you get off the ship, I don't mean to joke about that, but that's about what it is. We ate and we ate and we ate and we ate. Sometimes not even when we were super hungry. It's just right there everywhere on the ship. Okay, so there was Sorrento. Sorrento's has a few desserts there. There's also another restaurant with desserts that you can have just about at any time. So here's a list of the places you have to pay extra to eat at, and also you have to pay for certain drink packages for alcoholic drinks and pop. Now, why all that food is complimentary, but you have to pay for pop, I do not know. But you do get free water, milk, orange juice, apple juice, other juices and lemonade, tea, and regular coffee. The ice cream machine. Vanilla, swirl, and chocolate. That's all you need. Ice cream, of course, was in the main dining room. You can have that for dessert with your dinner. But there was an ice cream machine on the 11th deck 11 by the pools. You can go up anytime, as many times as you want it, and get an ice cream cone. Why? Just why? Oh, but we enjoyed that ice cream, and it was almost like every hour. I won't say every hour on the hour, but we got a cone just like all day long. It was so good. So there was, I think, 3 nights that we ate in the main dining hall. The other times, breakfast and lunch, we ate at the Windjammer. Sorrento's Pizza, that was just like any time. Late at night, if you wanted to snack in between lunch and dinner, it was open. Let's see. The taco bar that's on deck 11, it was open, like I said, basically all day until about 9. We used that as a snacking in between meals, although it was a meal itself. It was no snack, but we just used it as a snack, just unfortunately because it was there. It had everything you could want. It was just like a buffet of Mexican type Latin foods there, and it was just so good. So in the main dining room, Martine and Habib were our waiter and server, and they were excellent. Martine, he was real professional and crisp, very on it. Habib was very on it too, but Habib was funny, very entertaining and energetic, and just was like the life of the evening. He was so funny, and we loved both of them for everything they brought to our dining experience when we were in the dining hall. So if you ever go on the Freedom of the Seas and you get Martine and Habib, tell them Tracie said hello. Okay, back to the luggage tags. Print off your luggage tags when you're printing off your boarding passes and everything. Print them out, and you're going to put them in the luggage tag holders that you're going to get off of Amazon. Go down below. I put the link below in the drop down description box below the video. Get those and put your luggage tags in them. That way they are secured. You don't want to just put them on as paper because they can easily get torn off. Now, you don't put your luggage tags for Royal Caribbean on until the morning of or right when you're about to go to the port to sail. Because if you put them on at the airport, before you fly there, they can get torn off, get missing, or anything. You don't want to do that because if you can't get to a computer, you can't reprint them. They may be able to do something for you there when you go through the checkpoints getting on the ship. They may be able to do something there, but you don't want to take that chance. So make sure you put your luggage tags in the luggage holders, put everything together, near your bag. Keep everything safe. That way you'll have it when you get ready to pack up and go. And it is important to have your Royal Caribbean tags on and not just your flight tags that you use at the airport. Use your Royal Caribbean tags when you're getting ready to get on the ship because those tags have your name, your room number, an area of the ship, and your deck. That way the porters are able to take your bags and give them to the staff when it gets on the ship, and they can take it to your room. And your bags that you check for the cruise, they are going to stay, when your attendant takes them to your room, they are going to stay in front of your door until you come and put them inside of your room. And you don't get your key until you come to your room. Your bags usually get to your room about 1 or 1:30, sometimes a little later. It just depends. But you will find your key up on the wall. There's a little holder by your door, and your key will be there along with some papers. And that way you can get your bags into your room when they tell you that your bags are ready. Make sure when you get on the ship, you do not get on with anything other than your personal item. And if you have a CPAP machine or something like that, make sure you have all of that with you. I would not check a CPAP machine or anything important or crucial. You want to keep those things with you because they can get lost. They usually do a good job, of course, by getting your things to your room, but sometimes it gets to your room a little later. So those important things, if you need medication that you have to take, if you have your identification, your boarding passes, all of that, have in your personal item when you board the ship, with you. Don't check those things. Only check your big suitcase and maybe your carry-on luggage, but everything you need, your medication, like I say, anything important, your boarding passes, your passports, licenses, money, anything of value, keep with you on your backpack, your personal item or whatever, so that you have it with you and it does not get lost. Also, I know most people are honest, but do not steal anyone's luggage. It is just not right. And my daughter was telling me about an incident on a cruise ship. I think it was when she cruised. But there was some people who chose to steal some others' luggage, and they were caught because there's cameras. There's cameras. And so they got caught. So security put them in their cabin for the duration of the cruise. So they did not get a chance to enjoy the cruise, go out of their room, all of that. I don't know what they did about their food and stuff like that, but they said they were in their cabin and watched by a security guard was like out there until they got back and could get them to the police. Ain't that something? So just keep your hands on your own stuff and don't take anybody's luggage. It is best that you have a passport in addition to your driver's license. Y'all, I had a mishap and I almost missed my vacation if I did not have a passport. Why? The day before our cruise, I was coming back from Walmart and some other places running errands, my last minute errands the day before. I happened to stop by our mailbox. Y'all, I opened that mailbox and there was a little postcard type of thing in there from the BMV. My driver's license had expired. My driver's license had expired. You talking about could have just slipped through the floor of my car. Y'all, I almost lost it. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to go. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, the whole cruise just flashed before my eyes. So I panicked first of all, but then I was like, okay, I can go around to the DMV and I can get my driver's license renewed. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It was 5:34. All the DMVs closed at 5 o'clock. I almost left here. Y'all, y'all just don't know. It was traumatic. So I started immediately looking on because I was like, how am I going to get on the ship? I cannot, what am I going to do? I was thinking, okay, I have to go to the DMV, catch a later flight. Didn't know if that was going to incur more charges, which it probably would have with Frontier. So, yeah. Anyway, got online, started searching everything I could. Found out that I could fly and cruise with my passport. Y'all, we only had our passports for about a year. Only about a year. And that's not because we were thinking about necessarily going out of the country. We just, it's all this stuff going on. So we said we just better get our passports. I'm so happy that we did. If I did not have my passport, I wouldn't have been able to fly or cruise that next morning, and I just would have been sick. So make sure that your driver's license is not about to expire anytime soon. When you book your cruise, make sure your driver's license are, valid, and make sure you have a passport for backup. The next thing to do, call Royal Caribbean at this number, and that will take you directly to a Royal Caribbean agent. And anything that's important you need them to know about you or you want to know about your cruise, you can ask directly. So these are a few of the things that's important to call about. If you have food allergies or if you have dietary restrictions, they can let you know about getting to a chef right away. You can go to guest services and set this up, but they will have this in your account, and they will have someone who can take you around and tell you what you can and cannot eat. They can make specialty things for you. They were very good with my food sensitivity, and they made special desserts for me. One of the chefs made a special dessert for me, like on the spot, and I was just taken aback, and it was so good. So anything that you need, please let them know right away, and they'll put it in your account. But you have to, of course, when you get on the ship, make sure that that is already taken care of. Another thing is they can get you a mattress topper. This makes your mattress even softer. I won't say that they have hard mattresses because some of our friends said the mattresses was not horrible or anything, but we got a topper and ours was very comfortable. Also, by calling ahead, if you have a CPAP machine, they can have ready for you in your room a gallon of water, of distilled water, which you'll need, and then an extension cord for your CPAP because they do not have a lot of outlets in that room. We saw, I think it was 2 outlets in our cabin. I could have swore I saw somewhere where you could bring a non-surge cord. When I got there, and make sure you know about what you can bring and what you can't bring. Like I said, I thought I saw somewhere that you could. So our big luggage did not get to our room. We were wondering what is going on. They lost our luggage, but they had not. On our message machine and then on the app, they had messaged us. I had put a extension cord in the bag, not a regular one, but the one I thought I could take, a non-surge, cord, and that was not the case. So our bag had been flagged by security. Only me, right? It had been flagged by security. And so we had to go down and take the extension cord out of the bag, and they held it until after the cruise. Don't play with Royal Caribbean. Also, when calling ahead, you can tell them about any special occasion that you're going on the ship to celebrate. It was our 30th wedding anniversary, so they had a special night set for us, And it was the third night of our cruise, if I'm not mistaken, because we were on a sale day. So I made sure to put it on that day, so we were relaxed. We weren't coming back from an excursion or anything. And we picked the night before, we picked what we wanted for dinner. And when you do that, they bring everything out quickly. And anytime, basically, they bring your items out quickly. But this night, it was just so nice, y'all. And they had a special anniversary sign. They sang happy anniversary to us. They had a special dessert for me. And it was just so special. If you have any handicap accommodations or any special circumstances you need for like in your room to make it more accommodating for you, let them know that as well. And any other special needs that you can have, just period, let them know, and they can help you take care of that and get things set up and you're ready for your cruise. Now, like I said, when you're 45 days out, there's a lot of stuff that comes through that app. Activities start coming and excursions and all that good stuff. If you can, as soon as you see things that you want to do, go ahead and pay for your extra excursions if you want to do that. Also, the activities. We wanted to go horseback riding, but it was sold out by the time we saw it. So next time I know to get on that right away. We ended up doing a dolphin interaction. I think it was a dolphin experience. That was fun. I don't have to do that again, but it was fun for the one time that we did. So we got that done. We also did, and that was in Nassau, Bahamas. We also, when we got to Turks and Caicos, we did the tour, and then we also ate on the island, like some of their island foods and things. So those were our 2 excursions. But there's activities that come, when the 45 days starts. So start picking out your activities so that you can put them on your calendars and fill up your days. There is so much to do on the ship. It doesn't always look just so whatever when you're just seeing it in the app, but once you get on the ship, oh my goodness, and you're there with all the hoopla, everything, it's just so exciting, you guys. Make sure that you do things like the Motown Name That Tune, one hit wonders, things of that nature that have you guessing, categories, and all of those type of things. We had a ball, y'all, and we did karaoke. Why? I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to put that in the vlog for the video. We bombed. It was just awful, but it was fun. But y'all, I would probably never do that again. We did ice skating. There was a belly flop competition that you can watch or be a part of. There was dodgeball. There was putt putt. You can do water aerobics on the ship. Did I say ice skating? Ice skating on the ship. And we did that. It was so fun. I hadn't been ice skating since I was little. There are spa treatments and just everything. And we didn't even get a chance to go swimming, y'all. We didn't go swimming on the ship. All them pools and all that water, that we did not go swimming because we did so many other things. Now, we did go in April. And for me, it was a little cool as far as getting in the water. We had one sort of hot day, but there was everybody else. There was people in the pool, so it wasn't like too cool. But just for me, it wasn't so hot that I just had to get in the pool. So we were good with everything else that we did on the ship. But if it's hot when you go, make sure you get in that pool. And there's so many pools on the ship. There's a pool for the kids. There's pools for the adults. There's jacuzzis. There's this over here and that over there. So there's plenty of water on and off the ship. Now, there is one thing that I would do next time that I didn't get a chance to do this time, and that was go on a tour of the ship. I love to learn how things work, why things are done, and all of that. I would have loved to go up on the captain's bridge, go down and see how they prep the food and how the engine room and just, the navigating of the ship, just everything. I would love to know more about that. So next time I'm going to take that tour. Make sure to check your account during your cruise. Definitely check it the night before and the day of, that you disembark. because you don't want any odd charges coming up that you don't think you know knew about or that you made, because it's harder to kind of get things straight once you get off the ship, and you want to take care of it quickly while you can, especially while you're right there at guest services. We also tipped our people, like our waiters, you know, stuff like that afterward. The last day when we were about to get off the ship, there's envelopes that you can get and put their names on it and tip like that. Some people tip during, but do know that there are gratuities added every day to your account. So just check and make sure everything is okay. But the folks at Royal Caribbean do a great job, and usually things are all right. And the big question, would I choose Royal Caribbean again? I would definitely choose Royal Caribbean again. They were professional, attentive, things were clean. Oh my goodness. Every day we went to the buffet, there was this attendant there, and they would sing. They'd be like, washy washy before you yummy yummy. And washy washy before you yummy.
Washy, washy, before you yummy, yummy. No yummy, yummy.
Yes, sinks as you go in. So you had no choice but to be safe and keep everyone else safe by washing your hands. Everybody else was washing their hands. So there was less chance of contamination when you go into the buffet. But it was so cute, the little song that they would sing. And I still sing it now. Washy washy before you yummy yummy. So get ready to enjoy the waters, the views from, you know, off of the ship, sitting on the deck chairs, you know, on the deck, just looking out into the water, the ocean breeze. It is nothing like it. And we will definitely be going again, and I cannot wait. And other than everything else I just talked about, the food, like I said, was amazing. You get anything you want. Oh my goodness, y'all, I gained 5 pounds. People say to lose weight before you get on. If you can, you definitely should. Unfortunately, I did not. We had so many events and stuff that we attended, and things happened where I just didn't get a chance to. And y'all, I did put on 5 pounds. My husband put on 1 pound. I put on 5 pounds. And even though we were all over that ship, we were running here and there. We felt like kids. So we went with 2 other couples. So there was a total of 6 of us. And we just felt like kids. We were just having so much fun all day long. We were hardly ever in our cabins. I got seasick one time, and 2 other people in our group got seasick, but it did not last for me long. I think when it happened, you know, I was kind of noticing it coming on. I immediately took my Dramamine, and then one of my friends, she had a wristband. She gave me that. I stayed in my cabin for about 2.5 hours, I think it was, and then I was right back at it. And so just be prepared with the things that you need to bring on the cruise, and you know, you should be fine. I also enjoy the amount of time that we were on the ship. We took a 5-night, 6-day cruise, and that was the perfect amount of time, I think, for a first-time cruiser, especially when you're with other people. Now, possibly you might want to do a 3 to 4 day cruise if it's just you and your spouse, or you're alone. That may be enough to get your feet wet. But for everything that we did, the ports we wanted to go to and everything, I just don't think you can get the whole experience in 3 to 4 days. I just really don't. I would have been so upset going on a 3-night cruise. By the time you get used to everything, it's time to get off the ship. By the time you're starting to have good fun and, you know, get acclimated to everything, it's time to get off. We had the perfect amount of time. So the first day, you know, we sailed at 4:30. And then the next morning, we were in Nassau, Bahamas. We had our first excursion, got back on the ship. The next day, which was the 3rd day, was a at sea day. So we sailed all day to get to Turks and Caicos. And the 4th day in Turks and Caicos, we had our excursion there and everything. On the 5th day was an all sail day. And then we were back on the 6th morning at the port in Miami. So we had 2 at sea days. And y'all, there was so much to do, like I said, on the ship. And then even after you got back from your excursions, there was things to do at nighttime if you wanted to. So we were always gone. The only time we went back to our cabin was to change our clothes, if we needed to, like for dinner or whatever, or if we like on our excursions. The one time we did get in the water, we didn't swim and stuff, but we did get in the water. And then we took off our swimming suits and everything and changed. But yeah, y'all, 5 nights is good. It's really a good amount of time. Also, consider going to your port city a day before your cruise. So, like, we left out of Miami, and what better place to leave out of Miami? We had never just stopped, or I don't think that was my first time in Miami, actually. I think that was my first time in Miami. I definitely wanted to see what Miami, the scene was about. So we spent the day in Miami. So the day before our cruise, we flew into Miami. We had a 7:35 flight out. We got there about 10:22 a.m. We went to our hotel. We got an early check-in. And we went to our hotel, kind of sat around a little bit. Each couple had their own room, of course. And we sat around, napped a little bit. We were only there for about an hour and a half, possibly 2 hours. And that was just enough time to kind of reset from the flight and everything. And then we went out. So we got out and about 1:30. Yeah, about 1:30. We went on Ocean Drive. I think that's what it's called, Ocean View Drive or Ocean Drive, that popular spot or strip in Miami. The ocean was right there, but there's shops, there's restaurants, and all of those beautiful Art Deco buildings that are pink and blue and all those Miami type colors, and all the things were going on the strip. Y'all, it was just sights and sounds and food everywhere, and we enjoyed it so much. We did not dip our feet into the water, but we did go over and look at the beach. We went, walked on the sand a little bit and looked at the beach, and we were gonna do that, when we came back off the cruise, but we were so tired, y'all. We took a nap. We were there a whole day and night before we left out. And y'all, we were so tired. We went to our hotel rooms and we slept. We did go out to eat one time, and that was for lunch. But we came back after that and napped, just slept. We were wore out from that ship ride. And it was the whole thing. It was just amazing. So I'm glad that we had an extra day when we came back. We were not supposed to have an extra day. We had a little mishap with Frontier. That may be a whole separate video, but Frontier canceled our flight on the way back. Like, we got off the ship, it ports at like 6 a.m. They give you time to get breakfast if you want to, and then you have certain times when you get off the ship. We got off the ship, I think, at 9:30 a.m. Went to our hotels and everything. Y'all, it is important, I think, to have a day when you get back. Stay in that city and have a day. The way TSA is running now, running behind and all of that, you don't want to risk missing your flight on the way home either. And you just need to decompress after you get off the ship. Just rest before you go straight home. Because we were going to get off the ship. Our flight left at like 12:35. So we would have to rush to the airport, go through TSA, then, get on the plane and go home. And that just would have been like too fast. I was so happy that our flight did get changed after a while. I was upset when it happened, but I'm so glad it worked out that way because we were able to reset before going home and facing all the to-dos at home, because we hit the ground running when we came home. So I was glad to be in Miami that day. Even though we didn't get back out, I was glad to just be there, be in the hotel room, have the TV watch me. And me and my husband just was in the hotel room and enjoyed it. Like I said, we went out with the other couple and came back, spent the night, got up, and then went to the airport. All right, those are my 2 cents about everything you need to know right after booking your Royal Caribbean cruise, your first cruise. So I hope that helped a lot. If anyone has anything to add to the conversation, please put it down below. Anything you think I've forgotten, please put it down below, and that way it will help someone else. So look through the comments too to see if you can get some extra tips. All right, so a vlog is coming up. I hope to have it ready. Y'all, vlogs are very detailed, especially vacation ones. So I'm not sure if it's going to be next week or the week after that. But I'll get my first cruise vlog ready for you. I will probably also do a video on what to take and what not even to think about trying to bring on a cruise ship. I may do a video about that too. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back. There's plenty of other videos on the channel. So if you enjoyed that video, there's plenty of other videos about other things. I do vlogs, cooking, baking, how-tos, and all those types of things. So take a look through my video catalog and see if there's something you like. All right, love you all. Be blessed, and I'll see you next time right back here on Tracie's Place. Bye. Enjoy that first cruise.